That's still marked on my map, huh? Oh. Haha, I'm gonna steal a sign. Can't be a wanted criminal if you steal your own wanted poster. Oh my god, you carry it across screens. I forgot about that. I'm the hero. I don't know, is that something Sed's ever done in game there? Killed someone with a wanted poster? That's blue. That's worth backtracking for. Nah. Well, it's something for him to look forward to then, right? Anyway, just, yeah, ignore this random old man. I'm sure he's not important. I love how the choices are yeah and of course. Yeah, it's like, you know, little things that, you know, become so ingrained in, like, puzzles later on that you don't stop to think about when they debuted, like the ability to throw bombs. Yeah, he's got the cave theme. And I mean, you know, a lot of old men hanging out in caves in this series, but it's kind of what they do. Yeah, the beginning parts of this game I think are fairly well paced. You know, you get the whole sanctuary escape, which is about as action-packed a set piece as you really can do in a game like this. I think this is just rupees and vanilla, but then you get, you know, a chance to explore, and if you know, just do everything there is to do in the village and surrounding the village, you find 4 pieces of heart. So it's like, okay, you know, there's a tangible reward for doing a lot of exploration early. Yeah, Stealthos, they are no longer sword fighters. They've gone back to... Actually, I guess in the first game they had... So, oh shit, we still gotta do second quest of the first game. Yeah. Yeah, you go from killing mind-controlled people to just fighting random animals in the sewers. Gonna... There we go. Sadly, this compass does not have a new feature. So I actually don't know what the common consensus on needing the big key to unlock the dungeon item is. Like, I kinda like it, because it lets you, you know, it turns the dungeon into more, you know, you have... What am I trying to say? It, like, loops back on itself more, and so you can sort of anticipate the reward before you get to it. Speaking of things that suck under, excuse me, certain logic sets and randomizers, those dark rooms can also be in logic without light because they're simple enough to memorize. And it's like, it's true, they are simple enough to memorize, but oy. Yeah, and like this is the only game I recall that does that. I forget if Link Between Worlds does. Played that game once. And certainly enjoyed it while it was being its own thing. You know, when it was being a Link Between Worlds and not just a Link to the Past 2. Anyway, we get the bow as our first dungeon item. It's clever because it's a reference, you see. No, I'm never gonna stop with that joke. Oh, that's right, yeah, it brought back the rental shop from the satellite games. Dang, yeah. I mean, in my defense, you know, most of my brain space about that game is taken up with the final dungeon soundtrack, so... Jeez, 500 rupees already. God damn. Come on, wake up. That's right. Do need to arrow the red ones. That's why... Yeah. Ooh, nice! I love when I get them all at once. Come on, wake up. It gets real fun if you roll an early silver arrow in a randomizer. Then again, most things in this game get real fun if you roll early silver arrows. Yeah, the Igors. Friggin' they... Is it just like this game in Majora? Or, you know, like this game in Link Between Worlds, because I'm pretty sure everything in here shows up in there. Alright. Talk to old man. Give me them boots. Oh, they are in Minish Cap. Okay. Oh, yes, a very powerful item. I'll get right on that, Sahasrahla. I mean, I guess, yeah, there's nothing stopping you from getting the ice rod right away. Assholes hiding in bushes. Oh, that's right. That's why I don't normally... Could have cut that B, but yeah. Now, there is a cheeky way around. So, fuck it. I had to deal with the last game's bullshit, now the game has to deal with my bullshit. Let's go. Yep. I mean, I respect any enemy that turns into a nerd when you hit it with magic powder and starts talking about Nintendo consoles. Like, you know, good on them. I really hope the ones on Koholint got their Nintendo 64s that they all wanted. Get hurt by your own bombs in this game. I always forget that. Also, yes, the secret trick to bypassing these pits is just be up against the wall. They don't go all the way down. Yep, Moldorms. Okay, that's a 300 rupee in vanilla. Holy shit. Alright, well I guess I'll get the ice rod and then I'll go do some shenanigans on the way back. It's a secret to everyone, yep. It's clever because it's a reference, you see. I mean, I guess to Sahasrahla's credit, like, it is a powerful magic item. Like, it can freeze things solid. That's pretty good. Oh god, no. If I were a proper speedrunner, the game would be over by now. I'm just running fast. Okay. There we go. Why do I not have... Ah. Anyway, there's a stupid precise trick you can do that, Oh jeez, am I playing on a version that has it patched out? Because I'm not even changing direction. Yeah, I think... Oh, that was only in the Japanese version, wasn't it? And I always forget that because that's what the randomizer uses, because it has all the glitches. Never mind then. So if you're as close to the edge of the screen as you can be, and you jump into the water and hold towards the screen transition, you have like 1 frame to move before you drown. And if you screen transition on that frame, then you'll just be walking on water, and you can warp. Actually, I gotta go to the desert. Why am I going back this way? You can warp to use the Zora warps and get the flippers early and do all sorts of shenanigans. So yeah, I might do a rando run Monday or Sunday. Yeah, it's silly. Like you can get to the hobo under the bridge and get, whatever his bottle is. You can get to the flippers, whatever those wind up being. Get to... Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can get to the Great Fairy, the Great Fairy Fountain there and upgrade. Do you heal me, Agana? Oh, right. Yeah, there's a lot of very silly glitches and tricks and things you can do with precise positioning to get all sorts of places you're not supposed to, and let's go back. I suppose we ought to pay a visit to the kids sitting in the forest playing the suspiciously ocarina-shaped flute. Jeez, what even do I... So I gotta buy the flippers, I gotta buy equipment capacity upgrades. This is some fucking Earthbound ass shit right here. The Book of Medora takes up an inventory space all game long. Just to do this. Sometimes I think I might be too harsh on the spinner from Twilight Princess. like my issue with it is that it's pretty much only useful at like very specific spots. And like, sure, you could say the same thing about the hook shot, but like, I don't know, I feel like there's more hookshot surfaces scattered around your typical Zelda game than tracks for the spinner, you know? Like, it's fun, it's classy, I won't deny that the boss fight with it is fantastic. Yeah, basically, it's... They put too many limitations on it. So if it had been more generally usable... Must never fail to find all of the treasures in each dungeon. Okay. One of these is a button, right? Yeah. Alright, I need to go back the other way. And one thing the Satellaview games did that I love when it gets back ported into this game is you can change directions while dashing with the boots. Like, it is such a useful mechanic. Yeah, and it you know, especially good in those games because they are very strictly timed. I say strictly, like, you know, the timer doesn't pause, but you do have more than enough time to get everything done, even if you don't know what you're doing, because it's kind of how they were meant to be played. Alright. Got the power glove. Yes, I know, there's the joke everyone's expecting me to make right now, but you know what? Screw that. On the one hand, I probably should. Yeah, 2.5 hours in. Nope. Doesn't let me stab blocks either. I'm gonna hit the fucking rupee cap by the end of this dungeon. Alright, let's see. All right. Yeah, Lanmola's got an upgrade from the first game, from being a random dungeon enemy. I can't really call him a mid-boss. That was close. Alright, that's one down. It's two down. We don't have the sprite limit going overboard. Boom. Yeah, as fun as it is to, you know, sometimes just get the dungeon item and duck out and go exploring. Figure that can wait for when we've got more time remaining. Although, yeah, I do want to point out that in like, you know, the time it took us to get through the Great Palace alone, you know, we've started a new game, gone through 2 whole dungeons, seen a bunch of cutscenes, you know, done some exploration. Great Palace does not fuck around. Although I'm sure part of that is just practice, because, you know, Death Mountain in the first game used to do the same thing to me. But after a few runs of that, it kind of started to click, and the whole combat system was a lot easier to manage. I guess I could have gone to the Lost Woods and gotten the mushroom. Like, that's accessible from as soon as the game opens up.